Let's take our time to make our ways comfortably to our backs, finding a grounded, supported, gentle pose to begin. Somewhere you can begin to let go of the day, any troubles, any worries, any stresses. Somewhere you can begin to breathe softly, deeply into the belly, noticing all the points of contact along your back body, all the areas that are resting into the floor. Maybe seeing if you can exhale, relaxing a little bit further, sinking a little bit deeper into the mat. Finding a slow breath into the low belly as you imagine the tension dissolving from that space between your eyebrows, from your forehead and your jaw, melting out of your shoulders, out of your hips, your legs, your arms, your hands, and your feet, dissolving into the mat, into the earth, as your body becomes still, begins to feel safe, grounded, and at ease. Take a few silent, easy breaths. Just feeling yourself turning inwards, connecting with any physical sensations in the body, noticing any thoughts, without any judgment, being curious, finding connection with your body, with your breath, with the space, allowing yourself the next hour to breathe, to be. If you would like to set an intention for your practice this evening, you're welcome to draw your right hand to your heart, left hand on top. Feeling the heartbeat under your hands, gentle rise and fall of your lungs. And then allowing your mind to bring to your attention your intention for the next hour. Something you'd like to cultivate, something you'd like to release, something you'd like to bring with you out of this practice into your life, whatever that may look like. When you're ready, slowly release your hands, Taking a deep breath in through the nose and sighing. Bringing some movement to your fingers, to your toes, rocking your head side to side, circling out your wrists and ankles. If you'd like, you can stretch your arms overhead, point your toes, take a deep breath in, and exhale, releasing the arms, bending one knee at a time, draw the knees in towards the chest. Hugging them into the belly, you might tuck the chin, lift your shoulders off the mat, drawing your forehead to your knees. Stretching out the upper back for a couple of moments. And then allowing the upper back to fall into the floor. Knees still drawn in towards the chest. Gently roll to one side and make your way up to a seated position. And we're going to start with a forward fold this evening. So if you have a bolster, I love using a bolster for this one. If you have blocks, you could also use blocks. We're going to draw the soles of our feet together, letting the knees drop out to the sides, making a nice open diamond shape with the legs. Soles of the feet are touching, but kind of falling apart. And if you have that bolster, you can lay it right onto the feet or the legs. If you have blocks, you can stack them between your calves so that you can rest your forehead. From here, let the hands rest onto the knees. Take a deep breath in, tilt your chin to the sky. And then as you exhale, allow the chin to fall. Shoulders begin to round forward. And you slowly melt forward into your support, letting the shoulders round, relaxing the back of your neck, softening the jaw, the space between your eyebrows. Feeling your body really melting, surrendering into this first shape. I often love to start a yin practice with a forward fold, sort of imagining all the thoughts running out of my forehead, melting through into my block or my bolster, out of my body, allowing me to settle in. So checking in with yourself, seeing what you can let go of, how you can relax and melt here. Focus on really gentle, slow breaths in through the nose, all the way to your low belly. Noticing where you feel the stretch this evening, where you might be a little tight, a little tense. Bringing your breath to that space, expanding on the inhale, and releasing tension on the exhale. Just a few more deep breaths here. Where else can you let go? Where can you feel this stretch? Where may you need a little support or love? Very carefully, keeping your chin tucked, bring the palms of your hands to the floor, slowly pressing yourself up, lifting the torso, head comes last, tilt the throat, gazing to the sky, bring your eyes forward, move your props to the side, extend your legs long, and you can lay down flat onto your mat, making your way into your rest pose, your rebound posture that we take between shapes in our yin class, the place where we can check in to make sure we're honoring our bodies, that we're allowing our practice to be safe, to be nurturing, to be healing. If you would like to find some movement before the next pose, you're welcome to do so now, whatever that may look like for you here. When you're ready, draw the knees in towards the chest, rolling to one side, coming up to your hands and your knees. We'll take a couple rounds of cat-cow here just to loosen up through the belly and through the spine. So hands come under the shoulders, knees under your hips. As you inhale, drop your belly, pull your heart forward, gazing up. As you exhale, pressing into the mat, rounding your spine, tucking your tailbone, dropping your head. Going a few more times at your own pace. Moving the spine gently, safely, stretching the belly. Go one more time each way. And then we're going to find our rolled up blanket or towel and laying it widthwise about halfway down your mat. We're going to take a little sort of solar plexus or belly stretch, or more of a compression, I guess, than a stretch. And we're going to start by laying that blanket down. And you're going to lower your belly, so the nice soft part of your belly, just below your ribs, onto that blanket. Your feet will come that distance or further apart, letting them drop out to the sides. Forearms can come to the mat, palms face the floor. So sort of like a Sphinx pose, but with a blanket under that belly. And you're going to just allow yourself to melt into that blanket. So if it feels really sharp or painful, you can always sort of lift up a little higher off of the support. But if it's safe, you can use those elbows stacked under the shoulders and let yourself really settle into that compression. You can always move it up or down a little bit if you find a spot that you really want to work on. Focus on that deep belly breath. You might even begin to lower a little further, coming to lay all the way down, hands stacked under your head. And then rest here. Don't be afraid to make big sighing exhales as you need to release any tension through the core, through the solar plexus. We're often so focused on tensing and tightening the belly, trying to suck it in or hold it in. Just allow it to be soft. Allow it to melt. Appreciating the texture, the shape. Breathing deep. Just a couple more deep breaths here. When you're ready, palms come to the mat, slowly pressing up and back. And you can draw the toes together, bring your knees mat distance apart, and drop yourself down into a child's pose. Finding your rest, feeling that now stretch of the belly, letting the belly melt down between the legs. Really exaggerate the expansion of your belly as you breathe in. And sigh as you breathe out. Let's bring the palms to the mat, pressing ourselves back up, hands and knees, and we'll take a couple rounds of cat-cow. Again, really exaggerating, dropping that belly, And coming back to center, we're going to set up for a heart opener next. So again, if you have your rolled up blanket or towel, you can use that. If you have a full bolster, you can use your full bolster. If you're using a towel, you may need to have an extra pillow at the top. So we're going to lay our blanket or bolster lengthwise up the mat this time. And we're going to sit down in front of the blanket, bend the knees, and you want the bottom of your blanket to come to the middle of your back, and you want your head to be fully supported. Your arms are going to fall out to either side, and you want the blanket to come between the shoulder blades. Again, for this pose, you can keep the knees bent, feet on the floor. You might stretch the legs long, or you can draw the soles of the feet together and let the knees drop out to the sides, finding a little reclined cobbler's pose. So there's a few different options here on what this might look like for you. So getting yourself set up and comfortable, either with your bolster or that towel blanket. What you're looking for is the arms dropping to the sides, creating space through the chest. If you're using your bolster, your low back can come right to the bottom, and then you can settle. Focus on expanding not only the ribs and the chest, but the belly with every breath. Keeping it soft, but nice and deep. Calming the nervous system. Allowing the body to feel safe, to feel grounded. Closing the eyes, resting deeply. Relax your jaw. Soften your eyebrows and forehead. Let the tongue rest in the bottom of your mouth. Very slowly, draw the knees back. Arms come down by the sides, tuck your chin. You can press yourself up. Move your supports to the side and lay down flat onto your mat. Once more, finding that rebound pose, seeing how that stretch you'd like to find any movement before the next pose, you're welcome to do so now, whatever that may look like for you this evening. And we're going to set up for supported bridge next. So you could use your rolled up towel, you could use a bolster, or you could use a block to come into this pose. So to begin, bring the soles of your feet to the mat, bending the knees, press into your feet, lift your hips, take your support, and place it underneath your sacrum. So the flat part at the base of your spine, and it will come onto the glutes a little bit, so you can see my bum is supported. You don't want it right at the bottom of your spine with your whole bum hanging off. That can put a lot of compression into your low back and can be very painful. So we want more of a stretch, an elongation. We want that full support under the hips. And then you can stay here, or you might straighten out your legs as the pose progresses. You might find once more that little reclined cobbler's pose with the soles of the feet together. And if you'd like, you can stretch your arms overhead, inviting the stretch into the whole body. Breathing deep, letting go of any tension through the shoulders, through the jaw, letting your hips sink into the mat, into your support, Focusing on expansion as you breathe in, especially through that solar plexus, that belly. Checking in, making sure you're not gripping or tensing the body, knowing that if any pose becomes too intense or any sharp shooting pains happen, you're always welcome to back off, to adjust, to make the pose healing and safe. Very carefully, bending one knee at a time. Bring both feet back to the floor. Arms come down by your sides. Take a moment, allow the spine to readjust to this shape. Then press into your feet. Lift your hips. Remove the support. And as slowly as you can, allow the low back to settle into the earth, maybe tilting the tailbone ever so slightly towards the ceiling, allowing the back to just rest into the floor, softly pressing down for a moment, and then you can draw the soles of the feet together, knees drop out to the sides, one hand comes to belly, and one hand comes to heart. Let's very carefully draw the knees back together. You might hug them in the chest. You might find a baby, whatever you need to from that back bend. And we'll set up for a twist. So arms can come out at shoulder height. If you'd like, you can cross left leg over right leg, shift your hips to the left, and let your knees drop to the right. If that's not feeling great in the body, stacking knees on top of one another, or you can extend the left leg to the side. You might straighten the right leg. I invite you to play around, find your twist. And once you're there, if it's safe on the neck, you can gaze over that left hand. So allowing yourself to really soften through the belly, letting the legs drop towards the floor. Always welcome to place blocks between or beneath the knees if you'd like some extra support. And allowing yourself to settle here. Notice how you feel this pose through the core this evening. Notice if you're resisting the twist by gripping or drawing in that belly or hardening the core. Just let it feel soft. If you're gazing to the left, slowly bring your eyes to center. Very carefully lift the knees, uncross the legs if they're crossed. Extend your legs long, take a deep breath in and sigh. If you'd like any movement before the next side, you are welcome to find it now. When you're ready, arms will come out to the sides at shoulder height. If you find your arms get tingly, just drop the hands down closer to the hips, and that can feel really great. We will bend the knees once more, maybe this time crossing right leg over left leg, shifting the hips to the right, allowing the knees to drop to the left, or finding the variation that you took on the first side, whatever that may look like, settling into your body, settling into the shape. Relax the core, soften the hands, jaw. If you are gazing over the right hand, slowly lift your eyes to center, gently drawing the knees back up, uncrossing them if they're crossed, and extending the legs long, finding that rest pose once more, checking in with your body, maybe taking one of those big, deep sighing exhales. If you'd like to find any movement for our next pose, you're welcome to do so now. And when you're ready, you can hug your knees in towards your chest, rolling to one side. And we're going to press up to seated and make our way towards a wall, or you can use a chair if you'd like. We're going to take legs up the wall or legs up the chair. So if you have a chair, you're basically going to bring your hips next to the chair, lay down, swing up, and put the bottoms of your calves onto the seat of the chair, and then rest yourself down on your mat. If you're against a wall, you're going to bring one hip towards the wall, lay down flat, swing yourself around, and let your feet lift straight up the wall, heels resting against. You can always bend the knees a little bit. You can have your bum right against the wall, or if that's really intense on the legs, you can slide your bum a little further away. If you have a bolster, you might place a bolster under the low back to make it a little bit of a inversion, so your hips come above your head a little bit. But finding your way into your supportive legs up the chair or legs up the wall pose. You can place a pillow under your head. You can drape a blanket over your belly, your chest, your arms. And just getting yourself nice and comfortable. Relaxing here. Feeling the relief of letting your feet relax, letting gravity reverse a little bit. Maybe your hand. As you breathe, soft. Feeling grounded, feeling safe, feeling calm, relaxed. You are welcome to stay in legs up the wall for your final rest pose. If you would like to come out of legs up the wall or chair, simply allow the feet to fall to one side as you sort of roll into a little fetal position. And then you can press up to seated and set yourself up for your Shavasana. So Shavasana you can always take on your belly or on your side, if that's safer or more comfortable for you. Otherwise, you can find your way to your back, stretching the legs out long, letting the feet fall mat distance or further apart, tucking your shoulders under your back, letting your palms fall to the sides. Take a deep breath in through your nose and sigh. I'm going to lead you through a short guided relaxation as I call out different body parts without any force, without any effort. Feel them relax, letting go. If you lose track of my voice, fall asleep, or float away, that's perfectly fine. Just take what you need and breathe your awareness to your jaw, relaxing your tongue, your eyes, forehead, top of your head, and back of your head. Feeling your whole head grow heavy, still, thoughts floating away. To breathe your awareness down to your feet, relaxing the big toes, pinky toes, middle toes, tops of your feet, soles of your feet, heels, ankles, shins, calves, backs of the knees, kneecaps, thighs, hamstrings, glutes, hips, and pelvis. Feeling your whole lower body grow completely relaxed. Your whole lower body is completely relaxed, safe, supported, and still. To breathe your awareness to your torso, softening low belly, low back, obliques, belly button, mid-back, solar plexus, upper back, sternum, ribs, lungs, heart, chest, and collarbones, softening your shoulders, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, palms of the hands, back of the hand, fingers, thumbs, feeling your whole upper body grow still, soft, melting into the mat. And breathe your awareness to your throat, softening the sides of your neck, the back of your neck, the back of your head, top of your head, forehead, eyebrows, eyes, temples, nose, ears, cheeks, jaw, tongue, lips, and chin. Feeling your whole body grow completely relaxed. Your whole body is completely relaxed, safe, supported, and still. As your thoughts float away and you drift into Shavasana. Please stay in your final rest for as long as you need, taking your time, being gentle as you leave your practice. Thank you so much for sharing your yin with me. I hope you have a beautiful night. I'll see you again soon. Thank you.